accent. The strangest name he found was Princess Marushka Stanislavska Dagmar Natasha Ilyana Romanovich. And she had come in the train of the Muscovite ambassador, who was her uncle perhaps, or perhaps her father, to attend the coronation. Orlando and Sasha, as he called her for short, and because it was the name of a white Russian fox he'd had as a boy, a creature soft as snow, but with teeth of steel, which bit him so savagely that his father had it killed, would talk of everything under the sun, of sights and travels, of Moor and pagan, of this man's beard and that woman's skin, of a face, of a feather. Nothing was too small for such converse. Nothing was too great. But in all she said, however open she seemed and voluptuous, there was something hidden on all she did. However daring, there was something concealed. So the green flame seems hidden in the emerald, or the sun imprisoned in a hill. The clearness was only outward. Within was a wandering flame. It came, it went. At last the play was ended. All had grown dark. But it was such a night as this that they had waited for. It was on such a night as this that they had planned to fly. At midnight they would meet at an inn near Blackfriars. Horses waited there. Everything was in readiness for their flight. Suddenly, he was struck in the face by a blow, soft, yet heavy, on the side of his cheek. So strung with expectation was he that he started and put his hand to his sword. The blow was repeated a dozen times on forehead and cheek. The dry frost had lasted so long that it took him a minute to realize that these were raindrops falling. The blows were the blows of the rain. At first they fell slowly, deliberately, one by one. But soon the 6 drops became 60, then 600, then ran themselves together in a steady spout of water. It was as if the hard and consolidated sky poured itself forth in one profuse fountain. In the space of 5 minutes, Orlando was soaked to the skin. some blind instinct, for he was past reasoning, must have driven him to take the river bank in the direction of the sea. For when the dawn broke, which it did with unusual suddenness, the sky turning a pale yellow, and the rain almost ceasing, he found himself on the banks of the Thames, off Wapping. Now a sight of the most extraordinary nature met his eyes. Dazed and astounded, Orlando could do nothing for some time but watch the appalling race of waters as it hurled itself past him. At last, seeming to recollect himself, he clapped spurs to his horse and galloped hard along the river bank in the direction of the sea. Rounding a bend of the river, he came opposite that reach where not 2 days ago the ships of the ambassadors had seemed immovably frozen. Hastily, he made count of them all, the French, the Spanish, the Austrian, the Turk. All still floated. But the Russian ship was nowhere to be seen.